Jimmy White has been competing on the professional snooker tour since 1980. At 63, he remains an active participant on the World Snooker Tour. He secured his place in the final stages of the 2025 Wuhan Open by defeating Anthony McGill 5-2 in the qualifiers. The match was held at the Mattioli Arena in Leicester. McGill, ranked 59th in the world, took the opening frame with a break of 51. White responded with contributions of 92 and 80 to take a 2-1 lead. After McGill levelled the match at 2-2 heading into the mid-session interval, White responded with 3 consecutive frame wins. He made further breaks of 90 and 71 to close the match. The Wuhan Open is a £700,000 ranking event. The main stages will be held in China from August 24th to August 30th. White has now advanced to the last 64 of the competition. His next opponent is Marco Fu, a former Grand Prix winner. Fu, like White, competes on the tour through an invitational wildcard. White is currently playing in his 46th consecutive professional season. He received an invitational card at the end of the previous campaign. He said this in an interview on the Stephen Hendry Q Tips podcast. "For me to still be able to play and compete now is like a godsend. I'm going to play for another 3 years, and if I don't win a tournament, I'm going to stop. I'm 62. People think, why are you doing it? You're nuts." Marco Fu also made headlines during the qualifying stage. He defeated world number 16 Chris Wakelin 5-3. Wakelin led 2-0 in the early stages. Fu then produced a sequence of 3 breaks, 120, 68 and 136, to lead 3-2. Wakelin tied the score at 3-3 with a break of 59th. Fu won the 7th frame and closed out the match with his 3rd century of the session, a break of 113. Fu has compiled over 500 century breaks in professional competition. He is a 3-time ranking event champion and was a finalist in the UK Championship and the Masters. He has battled eye issues in recent years, which, alongside the global pandemic, affected his ability to compete regularly. The 47-year-old from Hong Kong received a 2-year invitational World Snooker Tour card at the end of last season. His status in the sport and his contributions to its growth in Asia were cited as key reasons. Fu helped facilitate the return of ranking events to Hong Kong. The World Grand Prix was relocated there last season, marking the first ranked tournament held in the city since 1989. The event also brought with it a significant increase in prize money. Another veteran player, Ken Doherty, was also in action at the Mattioli Arena. The 1997 world champion is in the 2nd year of his 2-year invitational tour card. He lost 5-1 to Ben Wollaston. Wollaston recorded a top break of 76. Doherty's future on the professional circuit beyond this season is currently unclear. Doherty, Fu and White are also scheduled to appear in the British Open qualifiers. Those matches are set to take place in Cheltenham in September. Doherty is due to face Haris Tahir. White will be up against Liam Davies, while Fu is drawn against Stephen Maguire. Outside of snooker, Jimmy White is preparing for his acting debut. He has been cast in a new television adaptation of the 2019 novel Right to Kill by London-based author David P. Perlmutter. The book tells the story of a struggling writer who, in a moment of desperation, is offered a lucrative but illegal task. The character must choose between financial relief and his moral compass. White will play the director of an estate agency. According to Deadline, his character dismisses the main protagonist during a scene set in a snooker hall. Filming is scheduled to take place in London and New York. Charlotte Kirk and Elena Sanchez, known for her appearance in The Hunger Games, are confirmed cast members. Lily Jean Truman is directing the production. Discussions for the male lead are ongoing. The book's synopsis reads, "Caught up in the machinations of the underworld and at the mercy of a London gangland boss, Mad Dog, will this budding writer accept the money, commit the crime, and leave his innocence behind him?" White's involvement in the project comes as he continues to compete professionally. His match against McGill featured breaks of 92, 80, 90, and 71. It marked a strong start to his 2025/26 season. White's performance was acknowledged across official WST reports and fan commentary. He's 63 years old, and his passion for the game is as strong as it was 50 years ago, when he was a mere Cockney kid, one post noted. In other matches during the same qualifying session, Kieran Wilson, ranked number 2 in the world, defeated Connor Benzie 5-0. Wilson made breaks of 74, 52, and 63. Scottish Open champion Lei Pei-Fan won 5-3 against Ng On Yi, breaking away after a 3-3 tie. He recorded a top break of 90. David Gilbert defeated Ka Wai Chung 5-1. Gilbert's scoring included breaks of 64, 105, 120, 91, and 70th. Liam Highfield beat Stuart Bingham 5-2. The match was level at 2-2 before the mid-session interval. Bingham had made a break of 93 in the 4th frame, but managed only 13 points across the final 3 frames. Wang Yuchen claimed a 5-1 win over Robert Milkins. Anthony McGill has been known to express disinterest in qualifying rounds. However, White's performance against him required execution under match conditions. Jimmy still had to pot the balls and knock in those big breaks, stated one WST report. Marco Fu's victory over Wakelin was described as a superb win. The match featured 3-century breaks and demonstrated his ability to score heavily. His 3 centuries were among the highest-scoring breaks of the qualifying round. Fu had previously compiled a 16-red total clearance at the World Championship qualifiers, a rare feat in professional play. Ng On Yi kept her match with Pei-Fan tight until the final 2 frames. Observers noted her potential to reach main tour level, citing match confidence and possibly a faster pace of play as areas of focus. Stuart Bingham's sudden drop in scoring after the mid-session interval raised questions among viewers. No clear explanation was provided for the drop in performance. Highfield's ability to close out the match after 2-2 was noted in summary reports. Jimmy White's victory adds to a narrative that spans more than 4 decades. His ongoing presence on the tour, combined with his new acting project, highlights a dual career path uncommon among players of his generation. White, Fu, and Doherty represent 3 of the most experienced players on the professional circuit. Each holds multiple major final appearances. Each competes via the invitational card system, granted based on past contributions and continuing popularity. The Wuhan Open's main stages will feature these players alongside younger competitors. The event offers a first prize of £140,000. Matches will be held in Wuhan, China from August 24th to 30th. Full draw and match schedules are expected closer to the event's opening. Next up for White in the £700,000 world ranking event is Fu in the round of 64. That contest won't be played until the end of August, stated Totally Snookered. Deadline reported, White is cast as the director of an estate agency who notably dismisses the protagonist within a snooker hall setting. The television project is still under development. White's combination of sport and acting projects sets him apart in the current tour landscape. His preparation for both the upcoming Wuhan Open and his acting role in Right to Kill is unfolding in parallel. The broadcast details for the Wuhan Open will be confirmed by the World Snooker Tour. Matches are expected to be televised globally, continuing the tour's expansion into Asian markets. Fu's influence on the return of ranking events to Hong Kong was described as instrumental. Jimmy White's performance against Anthony McGill included 4 breaks over 70. His scores of 92, 80, 90 and 71 were among the highest in the qualifying round. The match concluded 5-2 in his favour. His upcoming match against Marco Fu will reunite 2 seasoned competitors, both granted wildcard access due to their achievements and popularity. Fu's match against Wakelin included scores of 120, 68, 136 and 113. All qualifying results and detailed player statistics are archived on snooker.org. The site tracks professional performance across events, including break data and frame results. Lily Jean Truman's directorial involvement in Right to Kill has been confirmed. Charlotte Kirk and Elena Sanchez are attached to the cast. The male lead is expected to be announced as pre-production continues. Caught up in the machinations of the underworld and at the mercy of a London gangland boss, Mad Dog, will this budding writer accept the money, commit the crime, and leave his innocence behind him? Official synopsis. Few's progress to the last 64 came with wins against a current top 20 ranked player. Chris Wakelin was a crucible quarter-finalist earlier in the season. His loss to Fu marked one of the standout results of the qualifying stage. The Wuhan Open will serve as one of several major ranking events in the early part of the 2025/26 season. It is followed by the British Open in Cheltenham. Jimmy White and Marco Fu will both appear in British Open qualifying. Their participation is confirmed by the event's preliminary draw. Dates for those matches are pending. All players mentioned in the qualifying sessions, including Kyron Wilson, David Gilbert, Lei Peifan and Wang Yuchen, progressed to the main event in Wuhan. The television project featuring White is currently untitled beyond its reference to the original book Right to Kill. It is expected to begin filming before the end of the year. Updates on its release and platform distribution are expected from producers. White's acting role will be his first appearance in a scripted television production.